everyone, this is Aaron from North Alabama Disc Golf, and this is the Mango 2014 Men's Final 18 Holes. It's at Municipal Park, Mobile, Alabama. Cameron Colglazier leading the field by 4 strokes, playing with Ricky Wysocki and Nikko Locastro, 3 top Prodigy sponsored players, about to tackle Municipal Gold. Cameron's first throw off a hole 1, grabs a tree. He was aiming for a roller. Ricky opting for the air shot, and that's a beautiful throw. Almost flexes right through the gap, but grabs a little bit of a tree down there. We'll have a long look. Nikko's throwing a hyzer flip here. Wants it to turn over a little bit more. Grabs a good tree. If it didn't get that tree, it was headed straight for out of bounds. Cameron's taking a pretty routine upshot right here, but goes a little bit long. He'll have a comebacker for his 3. Nikko always finding some kind of alternate route instead of throwing straight at the basket there. Finds a little easier route to the right. Ricky gives it a long run. Let's see if Cam can come back for his 3. Good putt, and those are obviously the kind of putts that have put him in the lead so far. Difficult course here to score at, especially with everything being a par 3. Ricky taps in. So does Nikko. Everyone picks up a par to start the round. On to hole 2, 510 feet out of bounds left, right, and a creek right before the basket. Cam throws straight down the fairway. He is going to be safe near the out of bounds, but he did not go out of bounds. Ricky, unfortunately, looks like he was trying to go for the basket there potentially, but hit that one small tree in the middle of the fairway. Nikko's going for a big anhyzer flex shot here. Unfortunately, as we see there, doesn't come out of it. Holds the turn. He does go out of bounds. Ricky with a pretty routine upshot here. Nikko throwing 3 after going out of bounds. Puts it beside the basket. As we can see there, Cam got pretty close to the out of bounds, but it was still safe. Key to playing this course is staying in bounds. Good putt from Ricky. We're absolutely used to seeing him make those. So Cam's going to pick up 1 stroke on Nikko here. So will Ricky. Going on to hole 3, 456 feet. This is birdieable by these guys. They've got big arms. They can make it. Textbook throw by Cam. Just a little bit of a flex with a driver, straight down the fairway, gets the perfect skip. He's going to be putting for a birdie. Ricky playing a little bit more flex, a little bit higher, but that's going to work. Gets a huge skip. He'll be putting as well. See if Nikko can follow those guys up. I think Nikko took the X1 there and tried to give it a little bit of turn. Didn't quite get it though. Ends up getting an early tree. He's going to have a long little putt here. Seems to opt for the throw instead of the putt. He does that sometimes, but didn't quite get enough air under it. Ricky, wanting to make sure he did get enough air, flies over the basket. He's going to take a 3 while Cam is going to card the only birdie, extending his lead. On to hole 4, 294. This should be a must-get with this card right now. You can attack it several different ways. You're pretty much going to pick your best shot and make it work. Cam's taking a slight anhyzer putter shot, which seems to be one of the best routes to take, one of the most common routes to take. He's parked, and Ricky's put out a good throw as well. Ricky's going to be putting. Nikko throws out a good throw as well. He'll be putting. I think he has had trouble on this hole recently. I heard him say that finally he cleared that bush. But all these guys are going to putt out right here. It's going to be a star frame. Everyone moving on with a birdie. On to hole 5, 375 feet through some tight trees. There is a fairway to hit. Let's see if Cam can navigate it. Pures it down the gap, gets past the trees. I'm sure he was wanting to get past, but then grabs the very last one. He is going to have a putt. Beautiful throw by Ricky. He's inside the circle. Nikko trying to play an overstable flex shot there. Just puts a little bit too much turn on it right into a tree. But we all know Nikko's very good in the woods. Looking for this upshot to be under the basket. Cam's birdie bid just a little bit left, but he didn't have a whole lot. He did make something out of it and almost converted. Ricky with a virtual tap in for his birdie. Nikko's cleaning up for his par. Pretty good considering his lie on his first throw. Hole 6, another must get. 342 with a little bit of out of bounds and water behind the basket, but these guys won't be worrying about that too much. They're trying to put it right under the basket. A little bit too much skip for Ricky. He's going to be a little bit wide. Everyone here is probably just trying to spike it in. I think Cam came up a little short. Nikko throwing another X1. Ricky with a long look, just a little off there. Wide to the right. And a little unlucky for Cam. That could have fallen in. Good 2 for Nikko. He's going to gain 1 stroke on both of those guys, trying to catch up. Ricky's got to tap out to make his 3. Cam is going to tap out as well. We're going on to hole 7, which by the card says 317 feet, but this has to play farther than that. They're throwing to a green that is guarded by water and out of bounds. And these are some big throws. These guys are hucking it, pumping it out there. As you can see, Nikko there playing a large hyzer. This has to play closer to 400 than 300 feet. Adding a little bit of that extra power to make sure you don't short it. That is very important. Nikko looked like he was up there. Ricky comes up a little bit short, but still in bounds. Cam throws a really nice shot. Looks like he will be putting. Gets the green flag. Ricky has a long bid, gives it a chance. And Nikko converts. That was about 40 feet uphill. We're all very used to Nikko making those putts. See if Cam can do it too. Just the tiniest bit high. He was wanting that one to fall. That was a really good putt. Maybe an inch or 2 too high. He'll tap in here. Nikko's going to move on to hole 8. Picking up another stroke on these two guys. Hole 8 is 270 feet. Very reminiscent of hole 7 at the USDGC. Double mando on left and right. But these guys shouldn't have a problem with this. It's a little closer than that hole, and I think the mando's a little bigger. And it doesn't have the vertical mando either. Nikko's under the basket. Ricky looks like he's going to make the mando, but fades out a little bit. Pretty much on this hole, you pick your favorite shot, the one you're best at, and you park it. Good looking throw from Cam, gets inside the mando. Ricky's going to have a little bit of an awkward lie, though. We'll see if he can make this putt from about 30 feet. Textbook putt. Cam's coming back as well. And Nikko's under the basket, so that's a star frame. Everyone picking up the birdie. Moving on to hole 9, which is one of the longer and more difficult holes on the course. 708 feet over water with out of bounds on the left side the entire way. Nikko doesn't look too happy with that. I think he wanted it to go a little bit more left. He ended up throwing it very straight. But he's still going to have a chance to get a 3. Ricky crushing it out there. Probably doing more what Nikko wanted to do, giving it that right to left fade at the end. Cam's come out with a straight drive as well, sort of like Nikko. But it is going to get the fade, and he'll be about in the same spot. Nikko taking a huge hyzer with more than 300 feet left. Absolutely parks it. That is an amazing shot. Looks like Cam's going for the same thing. Identical. Two fantastic shots. Had to rush over to Ricky right here. Takes the same disc that they both used and parks it. These are some of the best up shots that you're going to see anywhere. Tight little spread around the basket on a 700-foot hole with 300 plus left on their second shot. And they all noted that they all threw the same disc, which is the X1. I know I've said that disc a few times, but it's been used a lot out here by a lot of these Prodigy players. They obviously really like its consistency. Hole 10, 234 feet. Nikko just throws it into the ground a little bit. This is definitely a flick hole. Definitely a must get. And Ricky's kicks off a tree. This opens a little bit of a window for Cam to extend his lead. Throws a safe shot out there, not straight. He makes sure it's hyzered, and that's going to give him a chance to pick up a stroke. Long look for Ricky. Nikko with another half throw, half putt, trying to give it a chance. Cam converts on his birdie, extends the lead. It might be worth noting, if some people don't know, Cam is from Mobile, so he's very familiar with this course, and he's showing it. Hole 11, 447 feet. This is a technical hole. Lots of trees, out of bound tight to the left and right side. Cam's skipping it off the road with a flick. Gets the green flag. It's exactly what he was looking for. Nikko smokes a line drive down the pipe and is very thankful for a tree right there. If it didn't hit, it was going straight out of bounds. Good looking flick from Ricky. Trying to do the same thing that Cam did. None of them quite drove the hole here, so they're all going to have long looks. Trying to play some safe runs, give it a chance. So all of the guys are going to be tapping out here. Looks like everyone's getting a par and moving on. Now we're on hole 12. It's 321 feet. And this is Cam's shot. Can't quite see the basket from the tee pad, so I moved down the hill. Cam is going to be putting while Nikko grabbed a tree, so that eliminates his birdie chances for the most part. Ricky throws a great shot. You can see it going right towards the basket. He's going to be about the circle's edge. Nikko trying to put in from 100 plus out. Gives it a good run. Great putt for Ricky, 30 plus feet uphill. See if Cam can get his birdie. Cam is not slowing down, tearing this course up so far. And there Nikko has missed his comebacker for par, so he's taking a bogey while Cam and Ricky move on with birdies. This is hole 13, 351 feet, though I think this is a shorter pin placement. And Cam is throwing right down the pipe, and he's going to be putting. That's a great shot. Ricky's going to try to follow him up, but grabs a little bit of the trees on the right. That's going to leave an up shot. Nikko opting to go around, which is viable. Looks like a big gliding putter shot, but it goes past the basket and nearly out of bounds into the swamp. Bit of an uncharacteristic upshot for Ricky, leaves it short, misses the putt, so he's going to have a bogey here. Nikko from the circle's edge, maybe a little farther, does not connect, a putt we're used to seeing him make. Cam does get the birdie. Again, extends the lead. I don't even know how many times I'm going to have to say that during this round. On to hole 14, 666 feet. This is a difficult hole. Water on the left, out of bounds on the right. And if you want to know how to play this hole, do what Cam did right there. Not a whole lot of left to right on the throw, straight down the fairway, as far as you can get it. Very much like Paige Pierce's shot in my previous video. Nikko's going for a roller, which is very viable here because it's going to finish to the right. Fairly safe play, but he saws it off just a little bit, so he's going to have sort of a pinched look at the basket from over there on the right side. Ricky turns us over. Not happy about that one, but he has to be happy that it kicked back in bounds. Cam throws a nice up shot. Didn't quite follow with the camera, but you can see that it did go down the fairway. He's up there. He's going to be putting. Big flick up shot from Ricky right here. Comes down right near the basket. Great up shot. Nikko trying to do the same thing with a backhand. Looks like he finished up and to the right of the basket. Maybe a little long, but I think he will be putting. Cam connects with his 3. It's about as good as you can do on this hole. So he's not letting these guys catch him at all. Everyone's going to get their 3 there, which would normally be a birdie. But regardless, it's the best you can do on that hole unless you throw in from 200 feet. Hole 15, 329. Straight with a low ceiling. Like all the other holes, Cam is playing so solid. Shows us how it's done. Nikko opting for a roller right here. This is another one of those holes where you can sort of pick your best shot. It's fairly open. Tries to go for the roller, and I think we all know and we've all seen in many other videos that Nikko does sort of like to take the road less traveled sometimes. Didn't work out that time, though. Nikko coming back for his birdie. Gives it a run. Can't be upset about that. Ricky's dropping in for his birdie. Cam with about 15 left. Continuing to subtract from his score and get it even further negative. Hole 16, 317 feet. It looks like Cam threw a really good shot, but he got the exact same tree and the same kick that Katrina Allen did the day before. Ricky's trying to do the same thing, just avoid that tree. Looks like he has. He'll probably be putting. Now it's Nikko's turn. Just a little bit short. It was the right line. He will have a putt. Long, safe-looking up shot from Cam. 30 to 35 downhill from Nikko. He could have made that one. He probably should have, and he knows it. Good putt from Ricky. Only one moving on here with a birdie. Good comebacker from Nikko. Knows he missed an opportunity there. Cam drops in. Hole 17 is 452 feet. There are a lot of trees, but only about 200 feet down the fairway. These guys are going to be throwing rollers. It's about your only chance to get a consistent look at the basket. Ricky's comes down, gets a little nudge off of a tree. He's going to have a long look. Cam's was going the wrong way, but I think it does eventually stand up and turn over. He'll have about the same kind of long look. Nikko's is not turning over. I think it finally does, but as you can see here, he was farthest away. Tries to give it a little bit of an uphill run. Here's Ricky's try. Cam from about 60. Not worried about it. He knows he's got a solid lead. He's going to be tapping in for a 3 along with Nikko here and Ricky. Nothing wrong with 2s and 3s on this course. And that's the only thing that Cam got during the entire round, no 4s. Hole 18, 507 feet. These guys are looking to get this birdie to end the round. Ricky's not happy with his drive. It's down there, but I think that he thought he was going to go out of bounds. Probably trying to play the straight flip to hyzer that Cam did right there. Ricky's did turn over just a little bit. Nikko's playing an even bigger and higher hyzer. There's a 507-foot hole. The basket's down there under that tree, and all these guys are going to have about 40 to 50 left. And they're just about all pin high. So these were some fantastic drives. Cam's just laying up. Nikko trying to give it a run, just a little short. Hard to run at this basket because it is guarded by out of bounds. Ricky drops in for his 3. So does Nikko. And that's going to be the last putt of the round right there from Cam, who holds the lead by 6 strokes at -17. And look at this stacked card for the final 9. I can't wait to put out this video. It was amazing to watch. These guys put on a show. Cameron Colglazier, Ricky Wysocki, Nikko Locastro, Matt Orm, Simon Lizotte, Paul Ulibarri. I can't believe it. I'll see you guys soon. This is Aaron from North Alabama Disc Golf.